What's going on guys, I'm IMSARATHRK and this video is all about the most anticipated smartphone of 2017, which is the OnePlus 5. I've been using the device for about 2 weeks now. I am totally convinced to say that this is pretty much one of the best experience I had with an Android device. Fun fact, I went to the OnePlus pop event in my city just to see the device, but I actually ended up in getting one for myself. I premeditated that it would be a blatant copy of the iPhone, of course the dual camera setup, but the way it feels in the hand made me to actually buy one. Starting off with the design, as you all know, it looks pretty similar to the iPhone 7 Plus and even more similar to the Oppo R11. First of all, when you pick up the OnePlus 5, you will notice the OnePlus 5 is incredibly thin. It just comes in at 7.25mm. This is actually the slimmest and also lightest OnePlus phone ever. Though I was skeptical about thin phones, as thick phones may feel solid and secure in the hand, but I have now realized why iPhones are getting thinner and thinner each year. It feels absolutely premium in the hand. But after spending some good time admiring the beauty of the device, I realized that there is no innovations at all. It is just a typical OnePlus phone in every other manufacturer except the original OnePlus one. Though this time the antenna lines goes along the sides of the device and the camera bump, which was complained of the 3T, is now reduced. Then the screen is bit narrower than being wider like the 3T. Talking about the similarities, it has the same lightning fast fingerprint sensor on the front, which unlocks almost instantly, and the alert slider, which comes in really handy as you can switch between profiles just by sliding, which was really convenient for me. And also I wish more Android phones should bring this feature. Now up front there is a 5.5-inch optic AMOLED 1080p display, which is one of the biggest complaints for those who are using the better resolution display. But the fact is, it's not totally bad. It's actually fine in my opinion. It's really crisp. It has got a really great viewing angles and the outdoor visibility was noticeably great. I agree to the fact that every other flagship phones has better resolution display, but you won't notice it until and unless you compare it side by side. Some exclusive features OnePlus added are actually you can now change the screen calibration and also the new reading mode, which completely turns your phone screen into a notebook like look. And the night mode and adaptive display features comes in handy. Talking about the software, the OnePlus 5 is preloaded with Oxygen OS, which is based on Android Nougat. And this is one of the lightest skins out there and very close to offer a stock Android experience. And also it has some nifty little features which overall boosts the productivity, like you can choose between on-screen or off-screen buttons, and also other features like tweaking the icon packs, display size, font size, and also switching between themes, which completely applies to the UI. There is new gesture support with like double tap to wake, actually drawing V to toggle between flashlight and also drawing certain letters on the lock screen to perform certain tasks. The OnePlus 5 rocks a octa-core Snapdragon 835 processor, which can be clocked up to 2.4 GHz, Adreno 540 GPU for best gaming experience, 6 or 8 GB of RAM, which is surely not necessary, but since you have it, there is absolutely no chance of stopping the OnePlus 5 from performing every task easily without any hiccups or lags. I played some high-intensive games on it. There was no frame drops or whatsoever. From the boot animation to the app opening animation, everything is buttery smooth. But what OnePlus does the best is offering the latest hardware and the lightest software, both which are well optimized to give closely to Apple's iOS experience to Android users. Really appreciated. This is perhaps the best performing phone in the market, period. Now, getting to the most highlighting features of the OnePlus 5, it is the camera. Actually the cameras. It sports a 16 megapixel f1.7 primary camera and then a 20 megapixel f2.6 secondary telephoto camera, which on paper should perform great, and it is. Actually, it's almost the same exact setup as the 7 Plus. It replicates the exact functionality with the exact camera UI, but it's just not better than the best out there. But the disappointing thing is, this is not the best camera out there compared to the phones like Galaxy S8, Pixel XL and the iPhone 7 Plus. But overall, the photos taken with the sensor look great. Dynamic range is always on point and you can see much detail in the picture. But the colors are not too much saturated, but contrasty colors like red and orange are oversaturated sometimes. It also has a portrait mode which blurs out the background, gives you a shallow depth of field. Overall, it's a great setup and I hope most of the issue will be fixed in future updates. Switching to the camera, it does not hunt for focus like its predecessor did, and also it's really stable in 1080p. And also you can shoot at 4K, but I wish it had optical image stabilization or OIS, but it has EIS, which does a good job. And also there is a 16 megapixel selfie camera which performs really great at good lighting conditions, and also relatively well under low lighting conditions, which is because of the f2.0 aperture. There is no complaints considering the fact that it would definitely become stable and better with a lot more software updates and optimizations. But the most underrated thing about the OnePlus 5 is the battery life. It has got a 3300 mAh, which is apparently 100 mAh smaller than the 3T, but in my usage it was even better than the 3T. With moderate usage you can easily go out a full day, but if it dies before the day, you always have ridiculously fast charging technology, which is dash charge. It gives you juice up to 60% in just 30 minutes. It's insane. And also the screen on time is always above 4 hours. Other than that, it uses the latest UFS 2.1 storage for better speeds. It has got NFC, future-proof USB Type-C port, LED notification at the top, and I have to say the call quality was top notch. And also it has a single speaker at the bottom, which is hands down one of the loudest singles that I've ever heard in a smartphone. But although they have copied from Apple and other companies, overall I feel copying is not bad, as an end consumer you will be benefiting. Yeah, I know it lacks waterproofing, OIS and that infinity display, but considering the price it sells at, it's still a bang for buck. So yeah, that's my take on the OnePlus 5. If you really enjoyed watching, do hit that like button and also share this video to whom you feel this would be beneficial. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next one.